Volk, if you watch this video, I didn't start making it for any personal reasons against you, but the more I got to know you, the more of your VODs that I watched, I really started to not like you. I think you're lying to yourself and your audience. You're arrogant. You're not as good as you think you are. I hope Twitch bans you. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Milky here, and today we are not exposing a cheater as he has admitted to cheating previously, but we are bringing attention to his name because yet again, it is coming up in the Call of Duty community, the Twitch community, the Twitter community. So we are going to provide some proof, some evidence of things that he's doing as of yesterday, as of just a couple days ago, and I think you'll enjoy it. Now, before we jump into this entire video, I really quickly want to say thank you all so much. We hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel. Absolutely incredible. Really am speechless that we've gotten this far. We're on the push for 2,000 now. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope we can continue to do that, and thank you for all the support. If you're new to the channel, you like what I'm doing, you like the content that you see here, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, share this video as well with people that you know. It helps out the algorithm, helps me grow as a creator, and I'd appreciate it. And if you like me here on YouTube, you'll like me on my other socials. There are links in the description down below. Twitch.tv/Milky, Twitter, IRMilky. There's a bunch of different links. You can check them out in the description as well as the pinned comment. So enough of that. Today we are talking about a Twitch streamer who I believe goes by the name of Volk, but his Twitch username is Convolkjt. I think the con is there because he's trying to con us into thinking that he's a legitimate player. Now, if you don't believe that this guy is cheating, take a look in the description down below. There will be links to other videos that creators have made looking at this guy using wall hacks, using aimbot, different cheats across different levels of severity over the course of his career, if you want to call it that. If those extra videos aren't proof enough for you, you can also look at this tweet, which he has blatantly said himself, yes, I cheated. And apparently he doesn't do it anymore, but I don't know. I want you guys to understand what this tweet is actually saying. He's saying, yes, I did cheat, but I don't cheat anymore. Trust me. Also, I play competitively. Trust me. First of all, he says in this tweet that he's cheated in a private lobby or private matches before, which is a lie. There's video of him cheating in multiplayer. There's video of him cheating in Warzone. And there's video evidence of him using wall hacks. And when I say video evidence, I don't mean that there's a sketchy kill cam of him tracking somebody through a wall or something. He was using a webcam to record his mouse, and you could see his computer screen in the bottom corner. I'll try to find the actual video and overlay it here, but you can actually see a wall hack move across his screen while he's playing, claiming he's not cheating. Secondly, just because you say that you are a professional competitive player or you're playing in competitive tournaments means absolutely nothing, as we saw last week with the Twitch Rivals tournament, where at least two people, I would say 100% confirmed cheating in a $250,000 tournament for Warzone. So we know this guy was a cheater. He has admitted it himself. There is video proof of him cheating, but let's assume he actually is telling the truth about this. And now let's stop assuming that and take a look at why he is still cheating. So I will be honest in saying that I do not think Volk is using aimbot anymore, and I don't think he's using wall hacks, or if he is using wall hacks, he has gotten a lot better at hiding it. A lot of the VODs that I was watching, it really doesn't look like aimbot to me at all. And if he is using wall hacks, like I said, there's no conclusive evidence to me to say that he is using either of those. I think there's definitely a possibility that he's still using walls. And as far as aimbot goes, he misses enough shots that I'm like, he's probably just a talented player as far as being able to move the mouse and click on things. I will say a lot of the plays that he makes are very sus. The fact that he sees some people, the fact that he turns on some people are very, very sus. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that maybe his monitor is tuned to perfection. He can see everything on the map at all times, even in dark corners. Maybe he's got, I don't know, something crazy going on with his FOV. And I'm also going to say that his headphones are tuned flawlessly. Absolutely perfect audio hearing. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on those. If we see anything sus like that, or if I've seen anything sus like that, I'm just saying maybe he's just very gifted and his physical hardware is tuned in a way that you can't analyze efficiently on VODs. Oh, by the way, on the note of not being able to see his physical equipment, if you go into his Twitch chat and ask to see a monitor cam, he instantly bans you. So take that how you will. So what I think Volk is actually doing, how I think he is actually cheating, is I believe he's using a cheat or a script to completely remove any recoil from any gun that he picks up in Warzone, which essentially turns every single gun into a beam. It turns every single gun into 0 recoil. Wherever he points, he shoots. The bullets are going straight no matter what. We're going to take a look at some video. I've pulled some bits and pieces from a recent VOD of his, this recent VOD being less than 3 days old from when he played. We're going to look at his mouse movement. We're going to look at the recoil pattern of the weapon and what it's actually doing. We're also going to compare this to a professional player, Symfuhny. I'm sure you've heard of him. I am going to take a look at how Symfuhny plays and what his game actually looks like in comparison to Volk's. And I think it's really important to note that there will still be visual recoil, okay? We're still going to look at these guns and see that they're shaking and they're moving a little bit. But the important thing that we're going to notice, and we're going to take a look at some side-by-sides, is the way that the gun is behaving when these shots are leaving and how the gun is being corrected for the recoil. A really good example of the visual recoil is if you've played Warzone, the SKS has a very, very high visual recoil. When you pull the trigger, the thing looks like there's an absolute, I don't know, hurricane hitting your computer screen. It just blows everything out of whack. But the recoil itself on the gun is very manageable to control. It's just the compensation that our eyes make because of how jarring the movement is that it seems like it can be a little harder to control. So you will see that, like I said, some of the guns will bounce a little more than others, but at the end of the day, Volk, his bullets just go where they want them to magically. All right, so we are going to take a look at some of the footage from Volk's gameplay here. And the footage, the way that it's going to look is we're going to see it at full speed, then at 50% speed, then at 25% speed, it's going to get slower and slower and slower. At the 25% speed, we're going to zoom in and look at the reticle and the gun and see how it's working. So we can see here, we've got Volk with an RPD, 50%, no recoil. Look at this reaction here, okay? He slides over, the gun essentially doesn't move. There's some of that visual recoil, but none of the bounce that you'd expect to see from a floor loot RPD. Exactly where he wants these bullets to go. Look at this. It's actually crazy how he can zoom in. He just transfers over and no shots are missing. There is no sway whatsoever in these bullets, okay? Now, this is an important thing we're going to look at. This is not Volk. This is a kill cam that Volk is watching because he got killed by a guy who was using an FFAR. I want you to pay attention. We're going to see the exact same thing. Full speed, 50%, 25%. And you guys are going to see, watch the center line here, and it's pulling back towards Volk's character model, okay? It's gonna be swaying a little bit from left to right, up and down, and it's pulling back to the center of the character model. All right, look at this 25%. It's jiggling, moving up and coming back down. The player who is doing this is pulling back towards the direction of Volk's character in order to control that recoil and continue to hit shots. If he didn't do this, the FFAR would just shoot straight up. He'd miss all of his shots, okay? Now this is literally like a minute later, Volk wins his gulag, comes back, picks up the exact same FFAR off of the ground, and just watch what he does. So this is a shot that is like this first shot over here. Okay, let's look at this shot. This shot over here, if we're looking at it at a 100% scale, is like a 15-meter shot. Volk's just sitting in a front seat like a big dum-dum and gets beamed. And then this shot here is about 70 meters, 70, 80 meters in Warzone. The gun is traveling from left to right. That's it. There is no recentering. There is, of course, like I said, some of that visual recoil. So look at how different the side-by-side is here. Let's actually just remove my webcam for a second so you can really have a look at this side-by-side. Right, we got to get back over here. So on the left, obviously, is the regular recoil. On the right is Volk's recoil, okay? Look at how much more recoil there is when you don't have a script. Look at how much more movement is on the left side. Watch it one more time. The right side, there is almost nothing. The minute difference that you're seeing in the movement is actually Volk's mouse moving a little bit as he tracks the player to get the shots off, because he's obviously not a stationary player. He's moving from left to right, okay? All right, and we've got another little treat for you here. This is the DMR. This is, again, the same gun. This is just a couple seconds after the FFAR that we just showed you. This is the post-nerf DMR. Like I said, this is just a few days ago. This is the DMR that has had an increase in its recoil, okay? I'm gonna hit play here. Full speed. Seems like he tracks the guy like crazy. Again, visual recoil exists. The gun itself is moving. There is a visual element of recoil, but look at this. He's tracking on the same horizontal line perfectly. There is no difference in the vertical movement aside from a few pixels, all right? So what I did here is I actually enlarged, again, we're gonna turn off the webcam here. I actually enlarged his mouse cam that he's got. Notice that there is no pull down on his mouse, okay? Watch this, watch this. We come into here, we see the tracking starts. He is only tracking from right to left. There is zero pull down on his wrist. He flicks back after the guy is downed, no pull down whatsoever. All right, watch the hand movement. I'm just gonna scrub through it so you can see it a little faster. He tracks from right to left, flicks back, and there is no pull down to control any of that recoil. So what I wanna do now is take a look at a professional player, a player who plays Warzone professionally. They make a lot of money playing it. They play it for hours a day, continuously. I've already mentioned we're gonna be taking a look at Symfuhny. Symfuhny is a very talented player. He has kind of done the same thing that Volk is trying to do, except Volk is actually cheating, and Symfuhny has kind of embraced this culture of people saying he's a cheater, though he is just very talented, okay? And we're going to take a look right now and see how the recoil pattern does not match at all what Volk's recoil pattern looks like. It looks very similar to the player who was shooting Volk. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right, again, same thing. We're gonna look at full speed, 50%, 25%. Here we go. Hit the play button. 50%, we can see there's a little bit of bounce back and forth. The gun is bouncing back and forth. It's waving, it's moving up, and Symfuhny needs to recenter his shots, okay? It's quick, it's fast, right? He's only shooting about half as many bullets as, he might be shooting at the same number of bullets, but this looks very different compared to what Volk was doing. And then we've also got the DMR here. I just want you guys to focus on these first few shots, okay? Look at the difference in horizontal. Look at the difference in the vertical movement of this gun. Again, there's visual recoil for both of these sides, okay? But Symfuhny, see, his first 3 shots shoot up and he has to pull back down, and you can see him doing this on his mouse. Take a look at the left side of the screen here. You'll actually see Symfuhny pulling down quite dramatically. He's not moving left or right, of course, because he's not tracking. He is pulling straight down to control that recoil that the DMR is putting out. Let's watch it one more time here. We'll go actually right from the beginning. Look at this, watch this DMR. Symfuhny's shooting really quickly. He's shooting really quickly. There's a lot of vertical movement happening here. There's no tracking, obviously, and he's pulling straight down with his mouse in order to make sure that he is still shooting straight. So I just want to show you guys a comparison similar to the FFAR. We're going to look at the vertical movement, how there is like no change in vertical placement as he's tracking this vehicle. And look at the dramatic difference between Symfuhny making those corrections, shooting up and down as he pulls the trigger and the recoil kicks out, and then he has to recenter with the target. It's actually crazy how little movement there is on Volk's side and how much movement there is on Symfuhny's side. Look at that. Look, just as I scrub through, you can see Symfuhny's is just like, it's like an audio waveform, how much it's moving. And this is like a smooth ride on the side of Volk. It's crazy, dude. Again, these clips are the post DMR nerf. Those weapons are ground loot weapons. They are not built to control recoil whatsoever. In order to achieve the same consistency that Volk has had in a lot of his VODs, guys, I went through hours of his content just to take a look at this. This is consistent through all of it. The level of accuracy and control that this man would need to have, you would see it in his mouse. You would see it in the way that he's moving, in the way that he's tracking. It is literally impossible for somebody to have this level of recoil control, especially when he is swapping between weapons back and forth. The first time he shoots that DMR, he should have to compensate for at the very least the first bullet. And if not the first 7 bullets that he is shooting at that vehicle should be kicking him a little bit off of that horizontal and vertical leveling. And listen, I can already see the comments pouring in, mad cause bad. He's been playing on PC forever. Just cause someone is good doesn't mean they're cheating, bro. Blah, 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 blah. You're an idiot. And I get it. You might be a fan of Volk. You might not like me for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, this guy is lying to you. He's lying to himself. He's lying to his audience. He is breaking the terms of service on Twitch. There are a lot of reasons that this needs to be addressed, and he needs to be honest with the community. At this point, I really don't care if you are cheating or if you stream and cheat. That is between Activision and the streaming platforms and the people who do those things. At this point, it becomes imperative as a community that we keep the integrity of players, that we keep the integrity of streamers, as we keep the integrity of tournaments upstanding. Because when people can pretend that they're not cheating or embrace the fact that, oh, everybody thinks I'm a cheater, it's so funny, haha, I'm actually just really good. It's really dangerous. It hurts up and coming streamers. It hurts people who are legitimately good at the game and who are legitimately able to do crazy things. I'm not one of those people. I'm a casual guy who plays a few days a week, streaming myself playing. I'm just some dude. I'm never gonna make $1 bajillion playing Warzone in tournaments. But this guy is out here convincing himself, convincing his audience that what he's doing is okay. What he's doing is on par with people like Symfuhny, and he's just not. I would really appreciate if Activision implemented an anti-cheat so that people like Volk, people like Mr. Gold couldn't come into the community, be on platforms like Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and say, guys, look at me, look how awesome I am. I'm just such an incredible player at this game. It's amazing. I should just be like in phase, and I should just be able to win all this money in tournaments, and I should just be able to stream and make a bunch of money off of people subscribing and donating. It's ridiculous. I would really appreciate if these platforms like Twitch, like Facebook, like YouTube would start banning cheaters and enforce a probation where if they stream or they attempt to stream, even if it's legitimate, before 6 months after getting banned for cheating, that they are banned again, that they get IP banned, that they get hardware banned. I don't really care what it is, but we need to really start focusing on these people and stop them from overtaking this community and causing a lot more problems in the long run. This is a real problem, hurting the streaming community, hurting the COD community. It needs to be fixed. Twitch, ban Volk, take his channel away, stop letting him stream to his audience, stop letting him lie to his audience, to himself. He has been a confirmed cheater in the past. I have looked at his recoil. I have gone, like I said, through hours of his content to confirm to you that there is something weird going on. This isn't just me saying this. There are a lot of other people in the community looking at his recoil, looking at the way he plays the game and saying something just doesn't smell right. Activision, install an anti-cheat in your game. I'm some dude in Canada sitting in his stream room analyzing individual players for hours on end just to say, this guy is cheating. Ban him, hardware ban him, get him out of our game. It's ridiculous. I'm tired. This isn't the first video like this to be made on the internet. It's not going to be the last one to be made like this on the internet. It is just incredible that it's still happening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, again, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things you do on YouTube to let the algorithm know that it was somewhat entertaining. Definitely consider sharing this with your friends. I would really appreciate it. I put a lot of effort in my videos, and it means a lot. But that's it. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Don't cheat in Warzone or any other games for that matter. Peace.